Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nye Armstrong and welcome back to my channel. This is a new series called Convos. It's specifically geared to Ramadan. I brought in scholar Sheikh Abdullah Oduro to come in and answer my questions and your questions about Ramadan and sort of like the basics surrounding it. This information that he gives us and that we converse back and forth about, I think is really, really essential to these really trying times that we're in and facing a Ramadan that we're not in the masjid. So I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy. This series is part of a bigger picture that I hope to develop this channel into a place where you can have fun and enjoy, but also learn some stuff. This is completely geared to Muslims, non-Muslims, anybody from another faith, anybody that wants to learn about Islam, but also kind of have fun and enjoy. Like, this is sort of like sitting down and having a fun conversation with me and Sheikh Abdullah. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you're excited about just enjoying the series. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below topics you'd like to see us cover in the future. And without further ado, Convert Convos. What made you look into Islam?
What made me look into Islam?
Yeah. Specifically you.
Specifically me. Really the purpose of life. Like, what is this all about? Mm-hmm. What is all of this that I'm doing, that I'm not doing, that I'm supposed to be doing? You know, what is it all about? And what do I really devote my life to ultimately? Mm-hmm. Not like what career or what is my,
what
status am I striving for? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about beyond that. Like, why am I here?
So you had this like burning, seeking feeling.
Yeah.
And you started looking at different religions?
Somewhat. I mean, my mom, she's a heavy Christian, so that was the first religion I looked at. And it was really about the feeling that I had in my heart towards my maker. Mm-hmm. I knew there was a creator out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, one thing I used to say, we used to like, we do what you call battling, me and my friends.
Like rap battling?
Yeah, rap battling. Okay. So we used to sit in the dry.
I thought you were going to have sticks or something. I was like,
no, I was really into poetry. I guess they call it spoken word.
Yeah.
I was really into that.
That is literally my nightmare.
Oh, really?
I hate spoken word poetry.
Really?
I will read it and cry and feel emotional, but when people are super earnest and saying it out loud, I'm like, ah. It's like something.
Why?
It's so, I don't know. It feels so raw and exposing that it's like.
It confines the beauty of what you read.
Well, I think with that, I can put my own emotion on it. I don't like it when people put overt emotion to what they're saying. Like, have you ever seen Riz Ahmed when he does his? He does a lot of spoken word. He doesn't put a lot of crazy emotion, but he does do emphasis. I can watch that stuff. But when people are up there and they're like, I'm just like, sorry. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, tangent.
If this is more mono and it's not expressing one emotion, it allows you to feel your emotion within his recitation.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were battling your friend.
Yeah, we used to do that every night. I mean, till Fajr, till what I know now is Fajr.
Yeah.
So we'd be in the driveway, doing that. And I always used to say, man, look at the moon, man. Look at it's 3 a.m. The moon is I can see your black face, man. we used to what they call what do you call it? We used to call it capping back in the day. Ranking. Roasting. They call it roasting now.
Okay.
That's a roasting.
I was like, what is happening?
We used to rank on each other and then battle. And then when we would rhyme against each other, we would rank on each other within the rhyme and stuff like that. So I said, man, I can see your, ugly face. And, and then you see the moon. It's because of the moon. It was amazing. And we say I'd always say the moon is following us everywhere we go. There's something, they're like, science, bro, science. I'm like, I get that. But before there was someone that understood it, it was here.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How are you going to explain that, genius? So that was how we would go back and forth. And I'd always have those questions of who brought this into existence. And after knowing who brought it into existence, why does that matter to me? Why does that matter to me today and tomorrow and until I die, which I don't know when, which is another question. So when I heard about Islam, the first thing about Islam is it was very simple when people made it complicated. Whenever I asked about it or heard about Islam, I heard very little about Islam, by the way, but it was more the Nation of Islam.
Gotcha.
But whenever I was introduced to Islam, it was a cultural nuance, and it seemed very complicated. Yeah, because it was cultural, and I was like, well, that's not me, so why does that matter to me, right?
For me, it's so interesting to say that. The closer you get to the heart of Islam, the more simple and logical it is. Yeah. If something doesn't make sense, it's probably someone who A, doesn't understand it, that's trying to explain it to you, or B, it's not of Islam.
Right. Exactly. So that was really what tied it in for me. When I met some guys that we used to battle there from, the East Coast, and they were all Muslims, converts to Islam, and when they started to tell me about Islam, because I used to believe in like Illuminati and martial law and things of that nature. So
martial law.
Yeah. Big brother playing. So I'm sitting there talking to them about that, and they were like, it's in the hands of Allah. And I'm like, oh, y'all, the Nation of Islam. They're like, not exactly.
Yeah.
We believe that there's a creator of the heavens and the earth. He's not a man. And I was like, okay. He created everything. This is who we show our ultimate worship and gratitude towards. And I was like, man, that's what I've already, keep going.
Yeah.
Like
you already had it in your heart, that feeling.
I used to ask myself, how did I not know about this all these years? That was something I used to ask myself all the time.
Yeah.
After I converted, right?
Yeah.
And even while I was listening, I was like, how are these guys?
Yeah.
How did they? And it was arrogance, because it was, how do these guys have the truth? Really?
Yeah.
Like these guys, I've known them so long. How do they have the truth?
Yeah.
No way. Impossible. That God would give them the truth about God? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to be I don't know, somebody in a robe,
somebody wearing a gold crown.
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. and the sun comes out. This is the one that's supposed to give me the message of God, right?
Yeah. You ever see there was a convert in Australia. Did you ever see that he talked about how, well, I'm going to cut that out because I can't remember the exact quote, but like he was like, give me a sign. And then like the quote in Islam is like, you don't need any more signs.
Oh, wow.
So it was really insanely cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Hoblos? You talking about Hoblos? He has a big beard?
No. What was his name? Yeah.
He was reading a translation of the Quran.
Okay.
He was like, I just need one more sign. And then he flipped the page, and at the top of it talked about Allah's signs. They're all around him.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay. Mashallah.
Yeah, but it was really cool. When I started looking into it, it's so interesting that you said that you had that feeling in your soul before you knew what to name it.
Right.
Like, so I was raised without really a religion, but in a Christian culture, I would say. And the more and more I looked into Christianity, some of it fit, some of it didn't. The part that didn't was I didn't really see Jesus as the Son of God. I saw him more of a prophet. And I thought that was like the end of the step. I was like, okay, in my mind he's a prophet, but I still believe in Christianity, even though like now I know I'm like, no, you pretty much were Muslim at that time. You just needed the addition of another prophet and you'd be good. And so when I found out about Islam and they felt that way about Jesus, I didn't know Muslims believed in the same things that Christians did.
Right.
And once I learned that, it was sort of like downhill from there. And I read a biography about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I didn't even read the Quran yet. I read the biography, and I knew by the end of the book I was going to be Muslim.
Wow!
Because of the beautiful character of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was Muhammad, his life based on the earliest sources by Martin Langs. Yeah.
It's a well-known good read.
It's a very good read. Yeah. It's a very good audio book.
Oh, really?
Because the names are so difficult. And so I am like, who the heck is Abu Bakr? Like, I was so confused. But when you hear it, I can recognize the names through hearing. And it's like when you look at a really complicated name, you just sort of skip over it.
Oh,
so I kept doing that, and I was like, okay, I need to actually listen to this.
That's funny you mentioned that. My first introduction to Sirah, or the life of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, was the book The Sealed Nectar.
Okay.
But I didn't read it.
The Sealed Nectar?
Yeah, The Sealed Nectar. Rahiq al-Makhtoum, yeah.
Sealed Nectar?
Nectar. Where are you from? You're from the north. Oh, you just killed her eardrums.
Sealed Nectar.
She's like, y'all are a good couple. Y'all compliment each other so well. I swear, y'all compliment each other so well. Mashallah.
When I repeated it and I saw her face go, oh gosh, no, I know.
Oh yeah. So I was like, what did I say wrong?
No, it was just I liked how you pronounced it, nectar.
Nectar, yeah. It's nectar. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not like calling you out. I just found it amusing, and I had to repeat it.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you not have that?
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
Okay.
To people.
Okay.
I do that all the time to people. All the time.
All right. So you were saying you read Sealed Nectar.
No, not this nectar. Nectar. What are you using? Yes, when I read the book, when I opened it, the first, I think, couple of chapters was talking about the Arab tribes and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I closed it immediately, man.
Yes.
I was not interested. Benu Makhzoom and what is, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't even think I've read that book yet.
Ooh.
In English.
Yeah.
Like Arabic, alhamdulillah, I've read a good amount of it.
Mashallah.
But in English, I don't think I've read it because after that, that's interesting. It didn't, I remember that I was very disenchanted when I got that book. It was very discouraging. But I never said to myself, I'm going to leave Islam or anything like that.
Right,
it was just, why did they give me this book? I'm not going to sit here and learn. And I was never a good history student. I didn't.
And now you're an imam.
Yeah. History is not my thing.
Yeah.
Right? So when I saw that, the Benu Makhzoom, the Benu Uday, and Qusay, and Kilab, and I was like,
just like foop, foop, foop,
yeah,
foop.
it was literally just a big breeze over my head, just a hurricane. It was like, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that for me, Sirah was or Islamic life of the Prophet ﷺ came later.
Yeah.
It really came through khutbahs actually.
Yeah.
It came through khutbahs because the khatib, mashallah, the person that gave the sermons at the mosque across from the bookstore that I got that book at, he was
A+.
Mashallah, yeah. He was the head of the...
You could tell he went to the bookstore.
Yeah, mashallah. He was from Libya, and he was the head of the math department at the community college. Yeah. And people they loved him. Yeah. He was good, mashallah. Great example.
What made you want to further your education? Because, you actually went to... Where did...
Medina.
Yeah.
Medina,
and that's like...
Yeah. Yeah, it was... It was a conglomeration of things. One of them was the sheikh that I started reading Quran to in Houston. Mm-hmm. He was from Kerala, India. And I remember he used to tell me, he used to say, look, you can read the Quran better than me. You just have to work hard. I will teach you every day. It was literally, I always tell people, it was like Mr. Miyagi. Mm-hmm.
What was your wax on, wax off moment?
My wax on, my wax off moment is when he was Fatiha. He didn't let me get past Fatiha for like a whole week.
Oh, whoa.
Reciting the first chapter of the Quran, Fatiha. Yeah.
Until you had perfect tajweed?
Until I had it down. Yeah. He was very hard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was alhamdu. He wouldn't let me go. So by the time I was done with Fatiha, I was like, khalas, I could lead Tarawih somewhere. No. No, but he was very hard, but mashallah, he was very merciful. And the thing that really motivated me a lot was at the very end, he would close and he'd say, and he'd make dua for me. He'd pray for me. He'd be like, inshallah, you're going to read the Quran. Inshallah, you're going to memorize it. He had energy. Yeah. He had so much energy. And it's just, you're going to memorize the Quran. You're going to read the Quran. And then you'll have children. And then they'll read the Quran and memorize the Quran. And I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, man, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. And then.
And now, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
You have all those things.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So that's when that was one of the motivating factors behind me trying to memorize the Quran.
Yeah.
And then the imam, actually, the living imam, he told me, brother, you can learn this religion. This is when I was not a Muslim, asking about Islam, and I walked inside the masjid. I'll never forget. I had a San Diego Chargers jersey on, big old chain, big old Jesus emblem, gold tooth.
What?
Oh yeah.
Do you still have
right
your
across
gold
the street
tooth?
from the hood, huh?
Do you still have your gold tooth?
No, it's gone. It was taken off. Went to
Wait,
the
you
dentist.
had it was not like one of those snap-on ones.
No, it was put in. Yeah, it was
whoa.
from the South. We're from the South.
Oh, gotcha.
No caps, yeah. So he was like, you can be a person of knowledge. You can be an imam. You can get more knowledge than me. I'm like, I can get more knowledge than the priest.
Yeah.
That was in my mind. It's like, I can get more knowledge than the priest.
Yeah.
So when he told me that was very encouraging. So
Yeah.
that's what really, after becoming Muslim, I realized that the Quran is the word of God. So I used to tell myself, if God is telling me how to live my life, I want to know.
You want to be able to read the manual.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. It was that simple for me.
Yeah.
It's like, if nothing else matters to me more than this. I came into Islam because of this. So if this is what he's telling me, I want to learn it. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
So that's how it was for me. It wasn't that difficult for me in particular.
Yeah. If you like this content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It truly does help. And if you want to take this opportunity to join us and support our mission in bringing the basics of Islam to people in a fun and accessible way, make sure you look down below on how you can support us, and specifically our next series called Pillar Race. But thank you so much. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have other things you'd like to see us do on this channel, always looking for suggestions. All right. Thank you. Have a lovely day and happy Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum.